We got to get this out of the way, though, Anthony, for you, man, because we've got so much content for you to edit today. You got your hands full today, bro. You definitely have your hands full between yesterday's show, today's show. We're getting out of the way early because we both got a lot to do today. So you're going to be rocking and rolling, man. What's up, Magnet?
What's up?
We're going to go live here.
Let's go.
All right, let's go, man. We're live early in the morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Way too early for me.
Wait, yeah, but you're on the way to the office or something, right?
Yeah,
Your office is around here?
Yeah, right down the street.
Man, I'm really happy you joined us. So first of all, thanks so much for hooking me up with the Tier 1 guys. What a great time we had over there.
No, thanks for coming, man.
Great show, man.
I don't know. I've been watching your content for a long time, and I said we got to get this guy over there just to hang out with us.
Just incredible people. Like a first-class operation that y'all are putting on over there, bro.
That's not me. I'm just a character.
Well, yeah.
I guess I make a piece of the puzzle.
Well, help me understand. Like, we're going to jump in, everybody. So, first of all, Anthony, if you're just joining our show, Anthony's behind the camera over here. As always, he will not have a mic today, unfortunately. So, we got Magnet, though, here to kind of throw us in and get some commentary and tell us what's going on.
Up the slack, don't worry.
And tell everybody a little bit, man. You're running Lion Arms over there.
Yeah.
And you're running it right out of Florida, Central Florida, right here, right?
Well, Seminole County.
Seminole County.
We had an issue. So.
Yeah, we got it. Okay, getting out of Orange County. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Orange County here on this show today. But tell me a little bit about Lion Arms, brother.
So we started in 2020. People were telling me why it started right after the whole COVID, like in the
time.
Yeah. So we started in 2020. It took us about a year to actually start up because there was just so many bumps in the road that we ran into. I tried to do it from my house. Wouldn't let me do it from my house.
What are you doing at this time? Like, tell me what you're doing.
I manufacture firearms.
Okay.
So I was trying to do it out of my house at first because you're allowed to do a home-based FFL. And I was trying to do it there, save up some money, and then get a warehouse. Well, they told me no. They're like, well, what do you want me to do? Go find a place. I was like, okay. So I went and found a place.
2020?
Yeah.
God, man. Tough gig.
And manufacturing, people have to understand, manufacturing zoning is different. You need a C3 zoning or like some kind of industrial park. That's why all the manufacturers are mainly on the coast or in an industrial park. It's not a retail shop. So I went out, looked for a place, found a place in downtown Orlando off of Michigan and OBT. Leased it. They lied to me about the zoning after I did a whole build out.
Shoot, man.
I didn't know that until I wasn't getting my mail. Went to the post office on OBT right by the arena.
I know it is.
Asked them why I wasn't getting my mail. They said, we don't recognize that address. I said, why is that? Because the guy owns the whole block. He didn't care about not renting that spot out because he was getting paid from the other places. And he never checked his mail to find out that in 2017 or 18 or something like that, the zoning changed. They changed it to neighborhood Carter. And if you were already there, you could get grandfathered in. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but if you have a hardware store and you put a grill on top of the grill, that's considered manufacturing.
Oh, wow.
So you need a certain zoning for that. So the hardware store was good. There was 10 feet next to me. They were fine. Long story short, go to try to get it rezoned. No, they did not want to hear it. We had to do it on Zoom. Didn't want to hear me. Your firearms, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, good luck.
They were trying to clean up the area.
Oh.
OBT and Michigan. They were trying to clean up the area, so they changed the zoning to neighborhood Carter. Now, if you go around that area, let me know if it's cleaned up.
Yeah.
I was a godsend because every morning that I went there to go work on the place, there was homeless people sitting out front. So I couldn't even imagine if I would have had actually an operation going on there. Fast forward to September, find the place down the street off of Bennett, rent that for a couple of years. Now I'm in the location that I'm at now off of Savage.
You're in Seminole County now doing this. What kind of firearms are we talking about here? What are you doing?
I manufacture custom firearms like ARs, handguns, anything like that. We do everything.
Man, you do one hell of a job because I've seen some of your work. Got a chance to see it over there when we were at the Tier 1 podcast and what they do. And you manufacture firearms not for just the, I don't know, let's say the casual guy. You're manufacturing stuff for some of the best in the world at what they do. I mean, truly, at this point, you are. Some of the Tier 1 operators that are out there, the guys who demand the best, you're the guy they turn to.
Yeah, for their personal firearms, definitely they do call me because of Brent. I have a good, Brent's a good person to have on your
I
side to
say
talk good
so.
about you. So yeah, he definitely points them in my direction.
We're going to be jumping in, everybody, and just we've got Magnet right here with us, Lion Firearms, or Lion Arms, I should say. I'm sorry, Lion Arms. And we're going to jump into the news here in just a second. He's going to be joining us for that. But help me understand, like right now, I want to understand this, last 5 years, firearm industry. Give me something that people don't understand about the firearm industry as a manufacturer that's out there. Can you tell me one thing that has like happened in the industry, something that you feel like, man, wish people need to pay attention to this over here. What are you seeing on the ground?
Oh, geez, it happens all the time. There's so many different things that happen. The pistol brace rules. A lot of people don't understand. Well, let's go back to, now it's constitutional carry in Florida. Okay. So a lot of the people, they don't hear and they don't pay attention to anything else that happens in the firearm, in the 2A community. But as soon as they find out that you don't need a concealed weapons permit, and you ask them when they're buying a firearm if they have a concealable, you don't need that anymore. Okay, so that's the only thing that you follow with the whole 2A community. Forget the rest of the support that we need in this industry. The pistol brace rule. The pistol brace rule happened a couple years ago. The ATF tried to rule on, what a pistol brace is?
Tell me.
So a pistol brace is the part that goes on the back of an AR-15,
okay,
or any long gun that can accept it. So the ATF overnight tried to rule it to where they were illegal to have on the back of the gun. They were basically making it like a short barrel rifle.
Got it.
So anything under 16 inches is considered a short barrel rifle. So overnight they tried to change that rule and make everybody a felon.
Wow.
So they made you all take them off. Well, that was deemed unconstitutional, got changed, overturned, all that. That's one of the things that's happened in the firearm industry.
So help me understand this, because when people think open, the law that changed here,
the open carry.
Okay. Right? How has that affected things here in Florida? Do you think people are confused about it and what it means? You're involved in this industry every day. Tell me a little bit about what you think, how this law is progressing and how Florida is reacting to it for somebody who's just maybe a casual gun owner who maybe would not think about carrying right now, let's say through a mall or something like that. What are you seeing right now on the ground?
I've been to other states before that people actually do open carry. I honestly, since it's happened, I haven't seen one person open carry. Some people have told me that they have. We have to go back now to Wild West, but there was no concealed weapons permit back in the day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now they put a concealed weapons permit where you couldn't open carry. Well, Wild West, everybody was open carrying. So they're just trying to bring it back to how it should be. And you should be able to. I don't like open carry. I don't want people knowing that I have a firearm on me. It breeds trouble. But now, if you had a concealed and you reach for something on the top shelf and your firearm came out, you would go to jail for that.
Wow.
Yeah, you would get in trouble for that.
So I want to understand, because let's say I'm a moron, okay, which I am, and I openly admit it on this show.
I am too.
Open carry in the state of Florida, I think there's a large number of people who still do not understand what it means. As long as I am not a felon, I can carry a firearm open carry in the state of Florida. In some restricted areas there are, like take away your bars, alcohol, government facilities, things like that. But let's just say I'm walking into a Publix right now. I'm not a felon. I don't have anything, no warrants or anything like that. I can open carry in the state of Florida, correct?
Correct.
So right now, you're right. I'm in the same boat you are. I haven't seen anybody yet in Florida that is open carrying right now. I've got to think it's what you just said right there, that the people who are carrying firearms don't want other individuals to know that they are. Because in my opinion, they're probably thinking there's no point in you telling you that I do. Number one, what tactical advantage does that have to me?
Right.
And it's opening and inviting probably problems that I don't want in my life.
Right.
Do you find that to probably be the same case?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Interesting. Because you're right. I have not seen it. Maybe there are people that have, but it's just personally, I have not seen that yet in the state.
Now, where you wouldn't be able to do it is if like a Publix had a thing that said it on there. but those are a lot of their policies.
Yeah, and there are places that's private businesses,
Right.
they can make that choice. One of the places that I've been surprised that I have not seen it and that I thought was going to make me nervous is gyms. Okay. And I mean, because I always thought that, the gym was going to breed somebody who was going to come in there and I was going to be sitting there looking like, what's going on here? Like, what are you doing in here working out, doing that? All right. And I've often thought the gym for me, I feel very exposed, especially in an open gym. I find myself thinking to what would happen if somebody did walk in here and they had a firearm?
They do.
And
They do. In a gym bag.
In a gym bag.
Right.
Okay. But I often feel exposed in the gym, right?
Of course,
Because
100%.
I'm feeling like I'm in an open space. I do not personally bring a gym bag on the floor.
Neither do I.
And I found myself even thinking, man, I wonder what that plate could take.
Right.
So I find myself going through that. And when this open carry law passed, I thought, damn it, now I got to deal with some guy I'm going to have to keep my eye on going, why is this dude over here open carrying while he's working out? Like, what's his deal? Just for me, that always was going to be something that was in the back of my mind. Not saying that I disagree with the law at all, but that was the first thing that went through my mind when I saw it.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of people would think that. What is it, exception or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
You automatically going to think that's going to happen as soon as something like that changes.
Yeah.
And people always think for the worst.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying you're thinking for the worst. You're just trying to calculate what's going to happen if it does happen.
I found myself always thinking about the worst case scenario. I think there's two types of guys, and you're going to agree with this, I think. Two types of dudes out there. There are the ones when they go on it. So let's just pretend you go on a date with a woman. Two types of guys. Ones that face the door and ones that have their back to the door.
You don't think I'm freaking out right now?
Yeah, I know.
I know. Trust me.
Why do you think I'm on this side over here?
I get it.
Like, there's only two types of guys.
I know.
All right. Like, if you're the guy who sits with his, like, if you have a choice and you put your back to the door when you're with a woman, man, nah, you ain't my kind of people.
You're a victim.
Yep, that's what you are. And for me, that's where there's a disconnect, and I can even tell by your posture. You kind of turn a little bit like that because I get it, man. Like, I fully do. That's why for me, I sit on this side of the room.
Yeah.
But that's always been something interesting to me. I love what you're doing. You're doing quality work. We're going to get into how people can get something from you. And we'll put that out there. But folks, we're taking any questions, man. C Banks. Yeah, I'm with you, man. CK Banks. Yeah. He's like open carrying. You're making yourself the first target. Yeah, I agree with you, brother. Good comment on that one. Coming from Instagram. All right, I want to jump into the day's news with you, brother. What do you say you stick around for this? And we're gonna talk about lion arms, but you're used to doing this, man. Hey, folks, if you didn't know, me and Anthony were here last night. We had a big election. I'm sure you've turned on the news. If you listen to the radio on the way to work, whatever it is, you probably heard all about it. We were here for 3 hours giving you live coverage about what happened, and we're going to go through the big stories of last night. So regardless of where you are, comment, let us know what you think about what happened in Florida, and more specifically, what happened here in the greater Orange County area and what it's going to mean to Florida. All right, everyone, we've got to start with the biggest surprise of the night, and this one was a huge one. If you would have been on Kalshi yesterday at about this time in the morning, you would have seen that Angie Nixon was a 95% underdog to Vindman to lose the primary for U.S. Senate. It was 95 to 5%. Vindman was going to win. Basically, nobody was giving Angie Nixon an opportunity, but she pulled it out last night, and Angie Nixon will now face Ashley Moody in the general election to be the next U.S. Senator. This despite the fact that Angie Nixon was outspent. She had less than $975,000 compared to over $16 million for Vindman. Despite this, she was able to pull in the majority of votes, and in my opinion, did it through a grassroots effort. Now, I will say this. She's a charismatic person, young, attractive, dresses like she just looks, she's got energy. When she stands in front of a room, you can know she knows how to get up a crowd. I agree with her on practically nothing that she does or says or believes in. I mean, literally, I couldn't find a thing in her platform. This to me, I want everyone to understand. Let me be very clear. She is part of the Democratic Socialists of America, period. Now, you may disagree. She may not want to talk about it. Her quote was, we can argue all day about people's labels, dodging the question whether she is. But we're talking about someone who's part of a DSA membership here. This is not somebody who is your Bill Clinton Democrat, everybody. This is somebody who's got policies that are going to push you to the left very hard. I'm going to go through one right here because I keep on hearing her talk about it. And I want everyone to understand you're not dealing with somebody here who is, oh, well, she's just a far leftist. She's no one to be dealt with. She just kicked the ass of somebody who had $16 million on her, and she just wiped the floor with him. So before conservatives or people on the middle like me, middle right, before you write this woman off and think that Ashley Moody is going to ride off into the sunset, pay attention to what this lady's able to do. She's nothing to mess around with. But here it is, everybody. Everything is free, and we're living in a utopia world, everybody. Rainbows and butterflies is what you're going to get. I'm going to give you, here it is. Her plan, Medicare for all, zero cost sharing. We're talking her plan covers every person in America, free point of service, no premiums, no deductibles, no copays, canceling all of your medical debt. Everything, people. Come on, candy for everybody. That's what you're getting here.
Who's going to pay for this, by the way?
Stop worrying about the details.
Sorry.
Come on, Magnet. We don't want to talk about
can't ask
that.
those questions, right? She's going to dodge that question.
We don't want everything free. That's what we need around here. Jobs for everybody. Oh, don't forget, everyone, national rent freeze. Okay.
Nice.
So all of you, all the land, all those people
that own the places that you live at, you don't have to pay. Well, who's going to pay for the building?
Well, you can still pay, but they can't raise your rent. So while everything else is going up, those evil landlords can't go ahead and raise your rent. So if you're a property owner out there right now and you thought about raising, maybe you're like, hey, it's a lot more expensive to live. Maybe I should raise the rent on that renter from, I don't know, $1,100 to $1,200 because maybe it costs more to put the washer in there when it breaks or to fix the AC unit because prices are going up. Nah, don't do that. You can't do that. And so we're going to put a rent freeze on this entire thing. Like that's actually going to help. Who does that? What do you think? How do you think that works, everybody? Do you think the landowner and the property owner just go, oh, I'm okay with that. That sounds good. I'm just going to go ahead and take that lick. No, that's not the way that they're going to do things. What they're going to do is they are going to raise rents. Okay. Now, it may not be on the current people that are in there, but let's take an easy example here. I own 5 condominium properties. 4 of them are rented out, and there's a rent freeze on them. 1 of them, it needs to be rented. All the other 4, I can't raise my rents on. What do you think happens to the 5th one, everybody? I wonder if I'm going to raise the rent on that one and wonder if I'm going to think to myself, if I can't raise the rent, should I go higher knowing that I'm not going to be able to raise it? And so then what happens to rents? All people get priced out. And then who do they blame? The evil property owners, because they are the ones who are evil. Don't you see the circular logic and how this works? Government, rent freeze. People become evil property owners over here. Government becomes more of the solution. Like, this isn't hard if you'll just stop, think about how this is going to work itself out over the course of like 2 to 3 years. And then you'll figure out that the problem is not that they are rent-free, the rent itself, it's that people need better paying jobs. And so if you stop treating people like all they need is affordable housing, then maybe what you'll get is good paying jobs. People will raise themselves up and we don't have to worry about this rent freeze crap that all it's going to do is screw people over and make them more dependent on government. I don't have a strong feeling about it, though.
That's not going to work. You need to give everything away.
God, it's a joke, man. Like, give it all away.
Don't be a mean conservative.
I don't like, for me, like, I look at this, brother, and like, I don't know where you stand. Me and you, we've only known each other for a little bit. I'm not like the far right dude. I'm not like the Trump, but I'm not that guy. I'd like to think that I'm a business owner who can look at this objectively and go, that's a dumb idea. And I understand that for a lot of people who right now are sitting there and they're renting an apartment or they're renting from somebody else and they feel like their rent is too high. I get that.
But everybody wants quality. Just
Yeah.
like with me, they want quality stuff. Well, those parts cost money. Well, why does it cost so much for one of your firearms? Because you want a quality product, it costs more. And then you want me to give it to you for free?
Yes.
Am I going to come live at your house? I'll live in your basement, play video games all day. It's crazy to me.
It is crazy. And you're right. People want everything, but they want to pay less for it. And this is what you see when you have these democratic socialists, far leftists. It's so great to stand in front of a crowd. It's the easiest speech to make. Here, we want to do rent freezes. We want to cancel medical debt. We want affordable housing. We want you to have great jobs. We want the government to do more. Let's build more parks. Great. I can stand up in front if you don't give me a budget and I can say, what are we going to do for you? In any sales presentation, I can make one heck of a presentation, but eventually you have to fulfill the contract, and that becomes the problem. And right away, if I had to fulfill that contract, there's going to be problems.
Start paying the senators and the Congress people less money and see what they like.
Yeah.
You know
Wouldn't that be nice?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll give you $100,000 a year instead of $400,000 a year.
Yeah. How much public service would they give
Right.
then? You know what I mean?
What quality would you get then?
Yeah. I think that, and I want to say this right now, a couple things. Number one, I think that Angie Nixon is probably getting calls from every top Democrat today in the country. She is the Democratic darling today.
Oh, yeah.
And she is, because you just beat somebody who people thought you had no chance in the world at beating. Angie Nixon is the Democratic darling. You've got to give it to the woman and how she campaigned. I will always be honest on this show because she did a grassroots effort. She got out there with people, and Vindman, in my opinion, sat there on all of his money thinking that he had a cakewalk to walk it through this thing. And he found out real quick, got slapped right across the face flat-footed, that he was not that guy. And boy, Ashley Moody right now, she ain't happy.
Shaking.
She ain't happy.
Shaking.
Ashley Moody is sitting there going, damn it. I had that boring Vidman guy who was so easy. Like I was going to be able to just sit in my basement and win this one. Now I'm going to have somebody that's annoying. That's how she's looking at her. She's just going to be out there every day with her cell phone, making videos, doing dances, talking about this utopian world that we're going to create that nobody understands. And she's going to have to play a pragmatist and a realist on her side and still be able to carry enough people to come out and vote for this thing so she doesn't get caught flat-footed. And now, on top of that, Angie Nixon is about to get money.
Yeah. People are going to be feeding that.
People are calling her today, writing checks. Yep. All right. She went from 975,000 to
900 million.
Oh yeah.
Something stupid.
She's probably got 10 million by Sunday. All right. Like she is getting checks written to her left and right now. Yeah. Because people are energized on her side.
Behind her now.
Mm-hmm. And don't underestimate that machine. No. Everybody thought, we were talking about it before online. Everyone thought that, or offline. I remember thinking 2012, there ain't no way Republicans are winning. Barack Obama has got a coalition that is strong. Then it was like something came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks Florida can't be touched now. It's a red state. Do not underestimate the likes of a Frost or an Escamani or a Nixon that are out there. Don't underestimate their ability to get out there on the ground and get people to polls. I have seen that now firsthand, been covering this right now. And so I believe this right here, biggest darling of last night is Angie Nixon with the huge, huge upset. Anthony, we should have bet on Angie Nixon on Kalshi yesterday. We would be millionaires. I'll tell you what. What do we got here? We can't concealed carry for decades, both firearm and pepper spray. Yep, spray is first line of defense. Okay. Rich, I agree with you carrying. I think we all agree about open carry. Yeah. He's been concealed carry on that one. Never seen Magnet in a collared shirt.
Oh yeah.
How nice, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for dressing it up for us. Man, look at he dressed it up. Turn everything their way, but Florida and Texas examples seem to be getting full court press. Yeah, I agree, Michael. 100%. A question for you coming from Michael. Do you think there is a concealed or a concerted effort? The effort to turn Florida and Texas and maybe Tennessee purple in the short term and then blue away from the old conservatives? What do you think?
Purple or blue?
they're purple, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think that it's definitely becoming more purple in Texas. It used to be the red stronghold.
Austin.
Yeah.
Austin.
I mean, Dallas, even. I mean, these places, I mean, these big cities, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Michael, I think there's definitely an effort. And I think you're right. Florida and Texas are the prize.
Definitely depends on obviously what area you're in too. Orlando's obviously.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Orlando is a blue strong haven. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, wouldn't it be funny? Like, can you think about this? 10 years from now, what if we were talking about California and New York as the conservative strongholds, and Florida and Texas as liberal strongholds? I say this, because work with me here, because the pendulum swings, right? And you get California right now, where maybe people just get tired of it. I would love for California.
That governor race, who's winning on that one right now?
Who's right? Can you look that up for us, Anthony? Governor race, California.
Yeah.
See what we got going on there.
Because I know the police was the sheriff of Orange County or one of those counties. He was doing pretty good, but I think it's the English guy or something that's.
It's going to be the governor.
Just wondering.
Should be the top right there. Here we go. Los Angeles.
I think November is when they're.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be in November. It looks like whoever Becerra as a commanding lead over Hilton, according to the latest poll. Yeah. And Becerra at 55 and Hilton at 37%, and 7% are still inside. At this point, the race looks entirely predictable. Most of the voters are breaking down along party lines. Democrats and left-leaning independents are voting for Barrera. So Republicans and right-leaning independents.
Steve Hilton.
So Hilton's in there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Hilton's pulling about 37%. He'll probably pull in more of those undecided. So let's say he pulls in at about 41% to 58% is probably where it's going to end up, everybody. So they still haven't learned their ways.
We talk about the pendulum swinging, and then that they have a chance to do it. I mean, they had a chance to do it with the mayor race, and they dropped the ball on that one big time.
Yeah, we're going to talk. Let's talk about that one. All right. Yeah. Let's talk about the mayor race for Orange County.
Oh, let's go.
Let's do a little transition. That's a great transition right there. Everybody, the second thing of the night, the second big surprise of the night came in the mayoral race for Orange County. First of all, many of you need to understand that this is not Orlando. All right. Everyone thinks about mayor like I did for so many years. You think about Buddy Dyer, right?
Yeah.
It's not, everyone. It's actually Orange County has a mayor. And by the way, Orange County's budget is about $9 billion. The city of Orlando, about $2 billion, 1.8 around in there. So we're talking about a $9 billion company that you're electing the CEO for. We had 4 individuals that were in the race, everyone. The leader going into the night was no other than Stephanie Murphy. Stephanie Murphy had most money. She's also the person that was backed by the hospitality industry. Stephanie Murphy went in there. You had Tiffany Moore Russell, Chris Messina, and Myra Uribe in the race. And the big surprises came out of this thing. The 2 that went to a runoff, Tiffany Moore Russell and Chris Messina. Because nobody got 50% of the vote, it is a runoff right now that will be decided in November. Chris Messina is the only conservative in the race. Tiffany Moore Russell, the youngest elected commissioner back in 2006. And she was holding from 2014 through 2026 the clerk of court office in Orlando. So now they're going to be running for who's going to be the next mayor.
I really can't believe that Myra didn't win.
I was disappointed. I was. I mean, for me,
she was on the show. I thought she spoke great at the debate. She did really good. She was crushing those people. She talked really good. I don't agree with her with the whole affordable housing thing, but I can't believe she didn't win.
I'm with you 1,000%. I think anybody that watched that debate I don't think how anybody could have watched the mayoral debate and not thought that Myra won. Whether you agree with her or not, she won the debate.
Yeah.
She carried herself. Her ideas were the best. I 100% was on board, and I thought that Myra was going to do better last night.
She didn't stumble over her words.
Nope.
She didn't do anything. She spoke great, looked at the camera, did exactly what you're supposed to do. And this.
Yeah.
Again, we didn't see the other thing with Nixon, whatever.
Yeah.
And with this.
You're right. And that is the overarching story of the night is that Tiffany Moore Russell, Chris Messina are the lowest spenders in the mayoral race. They win. Angie Nixon, low spender in the Democrat primary. She wins. It's showing that money, while it is important, is not everything. I also want to say this. I think the big mistake that Vidman and Stephanie Murphy made is that they waited and they held on to their money too long. Give you an example. I think that Vidman sat on his money thinking it was a given he was going to be going to the general. And I think that what he said is, I need to hold that money in the coffers if I'm going to have a chance at winning this thing. I think that Stephanie Murphy did the exact same thing. I don't think she dreamed that she wasn't going to be in the top 2. I think she took that for granted. And then Tiffany Moore Russell got out there on the ground, and Chris Messina split the vote between the 3 Democrats and pushed himself into the number 2 spot.
They have a team behind them.
They
Why
do.
wasn't the team telling them what they should be doing right and wrong?
I can tell you that I've sat down with some of these people, and the teams that are actually like
Behind
leading are just not thinking about it the way they should. Now we move on to this runoff right now.
Right.
Okay, Magnet. Now we've got the runoff. Tiffany Moore Russell, Chris Messina. All right. If I'm Chris Messina, this is what I'm doing this morning. I'm using AI, whatever I have to do. I'm talking to my campaign manager. It doesn't matter. I am going and I am looking at everything that Angie Nixon has done for the past 2 months, and I'm following it. I'm saying, hey, listen, what did she do that was so right? Because she was a vast underdog in an entire state. You are an underdog in a county. You have a lot less people that you need to convince. And now I'm not saying that Chris Messina is anywhere close to having a front runner, or that if you were looking at the Cal sheet, he's probably about a 90-10 underdog. I've had to take a wild guess. Do they have that out yet, Anthony? Can you look at Cal sheet, KALSHI? Cal sheet odds, Orange County mayoral race. I've got to think he's about a 95 to 90% probably underdog on this one. Just because he won't be splitting the vote for the Democrats anymore. They're going to galvanize behind Tiffany Moore Russell. But I'd be following what Angie Nixon did, because something she did as an underdog. Get her playbook.
Coach.
Get me in the game, coach.
Yeah.
And by the way, Chris Messina, you're going to have a debate. They do get a debate between Tiffany Moore and Chris, one-on-one.
Please practice.
Practice, bro.
Please, man.
Come by the show. Me and Magnet will help.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm going to tell you what, Chris, you cannot sit back and just talk about affordability and jobs in the works program. I want to see you win. I do.
So do I.
Means you have to come out swinging. All right. You must. You got to get uncomfortable, and you got to be that person who takes shots. I know it's not your
aggressive.
You got to.
You have to be.
You're going into a fight right here, and you are a serious underdog in the ring. You got to give yourself a puncher's chance.
On a stage that no one knows who you are. You have to sell yourself.
You got to. Yeah. Chris has got so many great ideas.
He does.
His works program.
But if no one knows about him, then you're not. It doesn't matter how good your ideas are. And he didn't talk about him enough on the debate.
Yeah, you're right. Magnet's right. And the other thing that we've said before, man, and I think this is Chris, he is a very smart man, and he has a lot of great ideas. And he also understands the complexity of those ideas. And I think that what happens is he tries in these debates, or when he gets, someone asked him a question for a soundbite, he tries to explain it like a normal person would.
Yeah.
And then people have the attention span of about a goldfish, and they start tuning him out, and he seems like he's just going on and on.
In my opinion, I don't think he's talked enough in front of a camera. That's
right.
What it looked like to me. And the camera's right there, but I don't care that it's there. We're having a conversation. That's all you have to do is have a conversation.
Yep.
And look at the other people.
Yeah.
And explain your ideas. But if no one knows your ideas, you're stumbling over your words because you're nervous.
Yeah. Yep. And I think that if he can get those ideas out clearly, concisely, with a level of like force and delivery, like conviction is the word I'm looking for. That conviction, I think, listen, am I saying that he can pull the county? I'm not going there yet. But if you can start to open people's ideas to go, Tiffany Moore Russell is not going to change the direction of Orange County. You are going to get a lot more of the same. Good and hard, everybody. And that's what you're going to get. But if he can start to open those seeds of doubt into some of these independents that are out there and go, you know what? Maybe it's not Chris Messina, but maybe it's the next election. Maybe it's somebody that we need to start looking at, maybe more than just the D and the R behind somebody's name.
But
can you flip back over to the other view?
She's inheriting a D county. So he's the one that's got to be the more aggressive because he's got the R behind him.
Yeah. You have to be.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the next story, we've got a question right here coming from Jose. He wants to know about your beard routine.
It is real.
Man, look at that, man. Bro, I can't. There we go. And let me see here. Nick is saying, or the secondary plan was just to hold the money back to make a heavy push in the next election, being a new candidate. I mean, listen, Nick, very possible. Nikki P 2484. So stuff for me to see sometimes. So very, very possible on that one right there. We back up. There we go.
So the beard thing, I use beard oil. What else do I use? I already use regular shampoo. Everybody thinks I use some kind of special shampoo.
Condition that?
No,
so
I
you
don't
condition it without oil?
I use oil and balm, and that's about it. And I blow dry it and I brush it.
It looks strong, man. It looks strong.
Well, I don't have my mustache up. My mustache can twirl. And I won't do it because people come up to me and they grab it.
It's like having a woman who's pregnant, like coming to rub you. Get your hands off me. What are you doing?
Wife. My wife is 5'11".
Okay.
I'm a midget. She's 5'11", and she's so used to women coming up to me and trying to grab my beard when we go out. And I'm like, where have your hands been?
What the people do this
all the time?
Who thinks they have a right to do that?
All the time. And you know what I said? I said, well, I'll do that, and I can just do that to you, right?
What the heck are we talking? You can just walk
crazy.
up on somebody and do that crap. What are people thinking here?
I was in Fort Lauderdale and a guy tried to do it to me.
Come on now.
I swear.
What are we talking about? Yep. Let's get real here, people. Big news. We're going to our third story of the day. We're coming out of Kissimmee, everybody. The mayor over there, well, she was not impeached. The vote actually failed last night, Tuesday. A special hearing happened and commissioners voted 2-2 on whether to advance impeachment proceedings and go to trial. A 3-1 vote was required to move to impeachment, and it did not happen. Special prosecutors' ethics investigation found that Mayor Jackie Espinoza received $50,000 from a city grant program that she helped control. It was called the Boost 2.0, a public grant program meant to help small business owners recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. Espinoza voted as mayor to expand that exact program. The original complaint said grants went to 3 businesses that were owned by Espinoza and members of her family. And the former city attorney warned Espinoza and the city manager she believed the grants violated Florida ethics laws. Here's the exact quote. The Boost 2.0 program was created to help Kissimmee's small businesses survive the pandemic, not to enrich the official who controlled it. The report said she should pay the money back. I mean, no.
Come on.
She took in money, pay it back.
Come on.
Do the right thing.
To help businesses during COVID-19, but you just said all 3 of those businesses were hers.
It's just a complete coincidence.
Oh,
complete coincidence, everybody. Okay, I mean, because
sorry,
somebody in government would do something improper like this.
I'm thinking too much.
Can you believe this report alleges, quote, she took public monies without disclosing her personal interest and failed to return the money after being told taking it was improper? I mean,
give the money back. No.
I know. She says the city, oh my God, I can't, this is such. She says city staff never warned her accepting the funds was inappropriate. She's maintained she didn't use her position for preferential treatment and disputes the findings. My
Isn't she
Lord.
On the board?
Oh, she helped govern
the board.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's the mayor who helped expand the program.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like she's using her power to help herself.
No.
Get it? No.
She controls the program, expands the program, then her businesses and family businesses get the actual money, but then no, there's nothing to see here.
No.
I mean, it seems perfectly reasonable to me.
Put that back in your pocket.
I can't see why people don't love government like this. I mean, we got a mayor of a city over here. I mean,
and then she didn't get in trouble for it.
Yeah, she's not in trouble. I mean, it's like, no, don't even impeach her. All right. Listen, it's not over though yet, everybody. The state CFO's office was referred the audit findings to FDLE. FDLE's public corruption unit. I didn't even know he had something like this. So impeachment has died. The criminal referral is still alive right now, as she will be under investigation for that. I want everyone to think about this. She's going to be under a criminal investigation here from the FDLE's public corruption unit, but impeaching her? Nah. You know what? It's like there's a criminal investigation, but she's cool. let's go ahead and I believe that this is the right leader for our city. It's so unbelievable to me.
It's awesome.
Like if you're one of these people who took a vote, how much of a moron are you? Because like you think for yourself. Like I can't imagine getting into office somewhere and somebody walks in and goes, "Hey, listen, I know you're a D and I'm a D or R and R. We're just all going to vote together on this." And I'm like, "Well, I don't believe in that." And they're like, "Well, I mean, we all part of the same party, so you got to do what we need to do."
Right.
No, where's the person who stands up and says, "No, I don't care what my name is or what the letter is behind my name. I don't believe in that. So I'm not going to vote for it." Wouldn't that be a crazy concept? Somebody who actually thought for themselves. It's just mind-numbing to me.
Those are the outcasts, though.
Yeah, we did a poll last night where people were talking about me running for Orlando mayor, and some guy says to me, he goes, "Nah, man, you're too normal. Don't do it."
I also heard you say you don't want to go into my skeletons or anything.
You don't want to look you do not want to look under this hood. All right. Listen, folks, if you believe that, if you look at me and you think that I'm like that Charles Barkley quote. Remember when Charles Barkley was like, he said, what do you say? "I'm not your kid's role model." Charles Barkley, like when he came out and said that. Anthony, I can't remember what that quote was. Charles Barkley. Boy, I am not your role model over here. So don't go back in me thinking, man, let your kids listen to the show and Patrick Carr is someone to aspire to be as a business owner. Patrick Carr is not a role model. Patrick Carr is a guy with a show that tries to get down to some level of truth and common sense. Sure as heck don't say about what I've been through in my life. I mean,
same here.
I've been what does he say? Charles Barkley, 1993 Nike. What does he say? Nike commercial. "I am not a role model. I am not paid to be a role model. I am paid to wreak havoc on the basketball court. Parents should be role models. Just because I dunk a basketball doesn't mean I should raise your kids." I dropped. That you can just basically take that out and say, just because I have a podcast doesn't mean you should follow me. All right. Or I should have any business with what you just listen, folks. I am such a flawed human being, bro. Get out of here with that crap.
There's a reason why I grew a beard.
Oh boy, no one's gonna get that.
Yeah.
Let me see what we got here. Let's see. Can you bring that one up right there, Anthony? Let's see. Benjamin Davidson. I'm going to try to read this one. Okay, so it's hard for me to see sometimes. Republicans and conservatives don't help democratize economic opportunity. The country will increasingly turn towards socialism. Unfortunately, I see your point. Millennials, Gen Z, and other generations are growing furious over the economic headwinds and repeated once-in-a-lifetime crises that have made wealth, home ownership, and financial security feel increasingly out of reach. Escamani and DSA play into that fury and direct it towards boomer and businesses as usual in politics. Sorry, everybody, in my throat. Very good point, Benjamin. And I agree. Doesn't mean it's right. No, but they're playing the political game.
Right.
That's what they're doing, brother. Let's move on. I mean, I can't believe the Kissimmee impeachment. I mean, I can't believe that didn't. It seems completely reasonable.
Thinking too much.
Oh, God. Like,
you said it.
What the heck are we doing, folks? All right.
Yeah, I'm sure she's a Democrat, too.
She is, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Come on. Oh, man.
That's what people voted for.
You get it good and hard, everybody. You're going to get it good and hard. As the saying goes. Can you look up that saying for me so people don't think I'm making this shit up? Political saying, good and hard. All right. This is like it's like a saying. It's like an old saying. You get what you vote for, good and hard. Hold on. Let me see here. The phrase, famous, okay, American journalists, okay, democracy is the theory that the common people know what they want and they deserve to get it good and hard. All right. Well, let me tell you what we're voting for last night, you're going to get it good and hard with Tiffany Moore Russell. That's for sure. All right. We talked about the Kissimmee impeachment. Now I want to turn to something that is going to piss some people off, Anthony, and also piss some people off.
We didn't do that already?
No. We're just getting started here today. This one right here is my message to every Fishback supporter that was out there. If you supported James Fishback, I have a simple question for you. Will you hold him accountable to his accusations against Byron Donalds now that he is out of the race? 2 weeks ago, James Fishback took to a podium. I should repeat this because everyone's going, well, he wasn't a podium there. 2 weeks ago, James Fishback took to a press conference and accused Byron Donalds of sex trafficking, let's say using women. You're talking about paying for things. I can't, some of the things I can't say right here. Okay. But you make the worst accusation against somebody and say that he is under investigation for that. That's what he said. He's under investigation. Immediately, the Department of Justice comes out and says, he's not under investigation. He doubles down and says, no, I got a whistleblower. I've talked to attorney. I know information over here. Then for 2 weeks, radio silence. Okay. You made an accusation at a man that is not like you disagree with his politics. You accused him of something that would ruin his family, his reputation, his character, and then you said nothing else about it. So if you are a Fishback supporter, I want to know this. For all of you who blew up my comment section and told me, oh my gosh, can't believe you're not going to support Fishback. He's the only one for Florida. All of you people, are you going to hold this guy accountable to actually following through and showing evidence of the absolutely baseless accusations that he made against another man? And I don't care that it was somebody conservative, Democrat, it doesn't matter. You don't come out there and say something.
Imagine if someone said that about you or me or any, you would be heated, livid. And 2 weeks before this is supposed to go on, the only thing that my kid knew about Byron was that.
Yeah.
Because that guy said it and then left.
But
didn't explain anything.
Walked off
where
safe.
He got the information of whistleblower.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then I think what he was expecting is that the DOJ was going to come out and say, well, there's current investigations. We don't comment on ongoing investigations. And that was going to plant a seed of doubt into things. But the DOJ came out immediately and they said, nah, this ain't true. There's no open investigation against these people for what he's alleging. None. And then he just goes, yeah, there is. I have information that you don't have. And then 2 weeks of nothing about it. And so if you support,
so now he needs to explain.
Yep. You don't get a chance, just in my opinion. I'm going to stay on top.
Suing him.
I would too.
You know what?
Do not come on to television, make an accusation like that against me, and then just ride off into the sunset and go, well, I didn't win, everybody, so I'm not your guy, so don't worry about it.
No, there'd be a knock on your door.
So if you're a fish, are you going to be the one now going, hey, that wasn't right? Or is there anyone out there who can take a step back and go, hold up, I liked what the guy believed in, but that was wrong. It doesn't have to be an or, everybody. Life is a lot of ands, meaning it can be nuanced. You could have believed what the guy said, but you can also look at this and go, that was wrong, and no person should have the opportunity to do that to another person.
That could have changed his life. By the way, it could have changed his life. The same thing that Fauci did to all of us during COVID. That changed a lot of people's lives. Are all those people that are calling you a piece of, you know what, coming up and apologizing to you for that? He should be apologizing to a lot of people for that.
He should be. And you know, he should be apologizing to is Donald's wife.
100%.
Think about the conversation.
His kids.
They had to have that conversation with his wife did. Like his wife had to hear that from somebody. Did you know that your husband was doing this, this, and this? And now she doesn't. You got to
put a doubt. You put doubt in her head.
In his kid. Like, what are we doing, man?
Right.
That's wrong.
All for a vote.
And really, like you're that desperate. You want to come out there a couple weeks before. Now, I'm going to end by saying this about it. And Magna, I think you'd agree with me. If he does have the evidence and it does come out that that is the case, I'm going to be the first one to raise my hand right here and go, sorry, buddy, you were right on. And you took the heat from me, and I'll be the first one in line. But you had 2 weeks to talk about it before an election. And if you care like you do, you say you care about Florida, you care about the state's future, then if you know information about the next state's governor, most likely, and you do nothing with it, you didn't care about Florida. You know what you cared about? You cared about the vote and yourself. And it's selfish and it's cowardly. And I hate that shit, man.
Yeah.
I really hate this. And all the Fishback supporters who are so loud and adamant, aren't you pissed about this? Doesn't it upset you? Like it should be, shouldn't it?
We could say something about the almost governor.
So, I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, for me, everyone, you can say this. I was, as everyone knows, a Jay Collins supporter. I was extremely vocal about that on this show. And I thought that last night, what he did, he handled it with class, everybody. In fact, I'll read it right here about how you handle a loss like this, because I want to read what Jay Collins had to say last night following the loss. He said, "It's been an honor of a lifetime to meet so many incredible Floridians, earn the trust of hardworking families, and to be welcomed into neighborhoods in every corner of this state. I've run for governor. I want to thank our staff and volunteers for all their hard work. You have worked incredibly hard and put in countless miles and hours. I truly appreciate each of you. I congratulate Byron Donalds on his victory and vow to continue fighting like hell to ensure remain the free state of Florida in November. Like, class, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Not this.
Not this crap.
Not this.
No. So Fishback, you have questions that need to be answered. And I'm going to tell you what, if you don't answer these questions, you're a coward. And for the people that have backed you up, I mean, I would really say this: be a person willing to go, yes, I liked and supported his policies, and I don't like the fact that a guy did this to another person. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be or, everybody. Be mature enough with your emotions to go, yes, and yes. And I think this is going to be very important right here, because I really hope that his supporters and people like me will hold him accountable to either apologizing, because there's no place like this. We shouldn't have this in the conservative party. All right. No one should do this to another person. I very much hated this, and he should be held accountable to it.
Right. 100%.
We got our last story of the day, bro. This is an interesting one. We're going back over to Daytona. Anthony, do you have a video of this one? Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm going to set the stage, and then also Magnet's going to help me out with this one. We talk a lot about officers, officer safety, officer encounters with the public. I want to take you to an incident that happened back in March. Let's first of all, Anthony, let's roll the tape, and then let's talk about what exactly has happened in this case. Roll this one for us as we see. Let's go do this one here. Let's go through it, and then we'll talk. Try the middle of the screen. There you go. Let me see if I can find it on. So while we wait on that, I'll set the stage while Anthony does that one right there. So what started as an open container stop, Officer Joel Linus and David L. Anderson got into a little bit of a squabble. All right. Basically, he told him to put down an alcoholic drink, Anderson, and instead handed the drink to Linus to pour the bottle out himself. And then Anderson threw a cork at Linus, and this whole thing takes off from there. I want to point out that the body cam footage that you may see here, Anthony's pulling it up right now. If you're not, you can go look it up. All right. It's everywhere online. Linus is on top of Anderson. He was handcuffed at the time, face down, and he punches him in the head. At least 4 times can be seen. Prosecutors declined to charge Anderson, and the state attorney's office also declined to file criminal charges against Linus. So no criminal charges were filed against either person in the incident. Now, we've fast forward to yesterday. The sheriff's office or the police department came out and fired Linus. And now we get from the Coastal Florida Police Benevolent Association coming out. This is the union for them, and sharply criticizes the termination, accusing city leaders of yielding to political pressure. The union claimed that Linus was grabbed and possibly bitten by Anderson, argues Anderson resistance caused the escalation, says it will challenge the termination through arbitration to seek reinstatement, and alleges city leaders decided his fate before the investigation was actually finished.
So hold on. So he didn't get charged with a crime, right?
He was not.
Why?
Because
they saw something that we didn't see on this footage.
This is the very interesting part about this. And we talked about this offline. I think it's worth mentioning here, Magnet. Oftentimes, when you see the initial police footage that is the most shocking to you, it is done that way by the news in order to get you to stop and pay attention to a story.
Clicks
sell ads. And so I want everyone to understand that. And I am not excusing, I don't know all the facts. See, this is where we have to understand, everybody. I don't know the facts. I know what I can see, and I can say that does not look good. I can say I understand why people are pissed. And what do you know? Another and here. Can we not also say that I believe there is somewhere between 45 minutes and 1 hour of body cam footage for this incident? We are seeing about 10 seconds of this thing right here.
So that means that thing went on for almost an hour.
It's a lot.
That's a long time.
Anthony, you have it up here? Let's run this story here, and then Magnet will react to what we see here, okay?
News out of Daytona Beach, where police released this body camera video of an officer now under investigation for how he handled an arrest.
The video, which we first showed you at 4 o'clock, shows the officer pushing a man's head to the ground, placing his elbow on his neck, and then punching him several times. As West 2 investigative reporter Justin Shacker tells us, the chief also released a video message.
Daytona Beach Police Chief Jakari Young shared prepared remarks on Facebook instead of taking questions this afternoon from reporters. He called the clip that circulated on social media concerning. Now, I warn you, some of the body camera video is difficult to watch. You can hear the man screaming on the ground before he is forced into a patrol car.
I'm on your neck. I'm on your head.
The video begins with the officer stopping to tell a man to pour out his drink or he's going to jail. As the officer dumps what's left in the bottle, the man is seen tossing a cork at him. The officer then goes in for the arrest. After placing the man in handcuffs on the ground, the officer walks him over to a patrol car. The video then shows the officer pin the man's head to the ground. The man can be heard saying, "You're weak," before the officer punches him several times in the head. The officer is also seen in the body camera video threatening to tase the man's neck.
De-escalation tactics are something we train on regularly and expect to be used whenever possible. Let me be clear. As chief, I will always support the men and women of the Daytona Beach Police Department when they act within the law and within our policies. At the same time, when an officer falls short of those standards, it will be addressed swiftly and appropriately.
Chief Young says the officer is on administrative assignment pending the investigation by the Office of Professional Standards.
So he has now been fired by the Daytona Beach Police Department. And then we have the response. Can we bring that up? The response from the union that came up right here. I know I just kind of went at it right there, but let's bring up that union response if you can here. It's dated the wrong date. But if we can make that a little bigger for me, I'd appreciate it. If not, that's fine. Yeah, you got it. You're the man. So they put out a response here, everybody. And like I said, the long story short of it is that they said that they are going to appeal this thing. It's fine, Anthony. I can go in and just read the summary that we have right here. But they said they are going to appeal this, and they criticized the termination. And what they were saying is that there was a lot of things in the body cam footage that you did not see, that the officer was attempted to be bitten, that there were things that were happening that are outside.
Right there on his wrist. Pulled his wrist to his face.
So I think that what people are saying is on the blue side, let's say people are defend the blue. They're saying, hey, we don't have enough information. You're not seeing the entire story. And then on the other side, we're saying police brutality. All right. That's what each side is saying right now. I'm going to say this. What I see in just the video itself, inappropriate to me, and only the video. I don't know the rest of the video because I haven't seen it right now. And so this is, again, everybody, if there's one theme for the show, it's ands matter. We need to see that we see and the rest of the body cam footage to understand everything that happened here. We can all agree that what you see in the video itself, I think most people would say was inappropriate. But do you understand everything leading up to it? Do you understand why he may have wanted to taser the person trying to get them in the vehicle? Was he not being compliant? I don't know. I got about a 2-second clip right there online.
The initial thing was he had an open container.
Yes.
Right? If you have an open container, a cop comes up to you, what do?
Pour it out.
Right. And you're done.
Yep.
I apologize. I'm so sorry. I'm going back to my hotel. I'll pour it out. Here you go. That's it. Yep. Right? It's over. That's not what happened there. Why?
Yep.
Because we didn't see what happened before.
We didn't. And so I'm going to be very interested. I have not had the opportunity to look at it. I think it's rare that we see that you get a termination like this from a police department. I'm not used to seeing the termination, right? I've seen suspensions lately,
right?
But they're coming out with a quick termination of this individual. And I say quick, they're terminating that person. There's no indefinite suspension or they're putting them on a desk duty or taking them off. I feel like this is something that I haven't seen as much, but I need to see the rest of the footage before I make a judgment. And I will take a look at that, Anthony. I don't know if that's been released, but we need to make a point to look at the rest of the footage before we make a judgment on this. Because when I see things like this, I just immediately go to, are we being not fooled? Are we being suckered into the clickbait without understanding the entire story. This is one that I definitely want to look at a little bit further, and then I'll make the judgment. If he's wrong, he's wrong. All right. So it's worth taking a look at right here. By the way, unbelievable. This guy has hired Ben Crump to be his attorney. If there's more of an opportunist in the world, I have not met them. All right. This guy, anything having to do with being against the police, Ben Crump is your guy that everybody wants to call. Is there a case this guy will not take? I don't understand.
No, he loves to be in front of the camera.
That's what he is,
He
man.
does.
In my opinion, that's what this guy loves. It's not the fact that he cares or is virtuous, in my opinion, of what he's doing. I think he's virtue signaling.
Yeah.
And trying to get, oh man, here he goes again. Ben Crump, going to help somebody. Yeah, right. Give me a break. All right, brother. Well, that's our 5 things for the day. I know we had a lot to get to today because I appreciate you stopping by, man. How do people get involved with you? Listen, they want to talk to you about Lion Arms. They want to just hang out with you. What's the deal? What do they do?
I have an Instagram. It's lion_arms.
Mhm.
And then my website is lionarmsusa.com. And on the website, there's a thing at the bottom, and you can reach out right and ask me anything.
You're the man. You keep up to date on this stuff. Law, I'm for real, man. Laws, you're up to across the country, not just in Florida, man. You really are, in my opinion, an expert on this.
Well, right now, the suppressor thing is the big thing that's going on right now. If everybody hasn't heard about that the 5th county judge in Texas deemed it unconstitutional to have a registry for the suppressors. So now what we're waiting for now is a guideline from the ATF, because yes, what that means is that you can come in, purchase a suppressor, and do a 4473, which is a background check, and leave with it that day. Before, you had to register it, have a Form 4, a tax stamp, all that. In January, the tax stamps went away, so there was no more $200 tax stamp that the government was collecting on each purchase of a suppressor. That went away. Once that went away, in the big beautiful bill, they put it in there.
Just squeezing something in there.
Yeah. So that went away, and then now that the NFA thing is basically going to go away, but everybody's got to pump the brakes a little bit. We got to wait for guidelines because we got to be able to do it right. On a suppressor, you really don't make that much money on the purchase. If you come in and buy a suppressor, I'm not making $1 million on it. So it's not worth it for me to lose my license over it.
No.
So we have to wait for the guidelines to come out. Once that comes out, then we'll be able to move forward from there, because they got to change paperwork stuff around, wording on things. We just can't go. There's a lot of people that are shooting from the hips right now. They can have it. They got more money than me to get a lawyer like Benjamin Crump.
Well, yeah. They're going to go pick up a Benjamin Crump.
Yeah.
But I like what you're doing, man. You're right.
Thanks.
Wait, if you want things to slow down, just get attorneys involved with it, and that's what it's going to do. And they're going to get their language, and everyone's got to get the thus in front of the in there, and get their little their red marked stuff in there, the red line contracts or whatever else language. I love what you're doing, man. I am so happy that me and you have had a chance to meet one another. Just because this is what the cool thing is about platforms like this.
As soon as I mentioned last night that I was coming on here on Facebook, everybody's like, "Oh man, Patrick Carr is cool. We used to go to the gym together."
Oh yeah, man. And we had Chris in here yesterday. This guy does meals, and I used to go to the gym with him, and he was dropping off some meals. And
my friend Bruce mentioned that he has a video of you curling 225.
He does. And I have the same video. I know exactly what he's talking about. I was doing I was so juiced out of my head.
Yeah.
And I'm doing 225 repping it on the bar. I got to find that video, Anthony. There's one people can look at. Yeah, man, that was back in the Gold's Gym days.
Yeah. I can't curl anything right now.
You're hard, man. Shoot.
Try building a gun with one arm.
I don't even want to think about that.
I had to have a guy come in and just do that movement for me, because I can't do it.
Man,
yeah, it happens.
You're doing great work.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
so happy we got a chance to meet. And man, if there's ever anything that we can do, come on over, shoot the shit. Stop you.
It literally on the way to the shop.
You're
It's
welcome
crazy.
here anytime, bro.
Let me know when you need. I'm here.
All right, everybody. It's Magnet Lion_arms, lionarmsusa.com. That's our show for the day. We'll see y'all probably Friday. We'll try to get a show in tomorrow, but we are on site tomorrow with our friends over at Ticket Defenders. We're doing some
Nice.
awesome doing some awesome work with them tomorrow. So we'll try to be about tomorrow afternoon, but if not, we'll see you on Friday.
You guys stay tuned to the next Patrick Carr Show.
There you go. All right. See y'all later. Have a great Wednesday.